Why allowing is so important. Hi guys, I'm Ian McMinn. This is Path to I Am. Allowing, first of all, to just define, is the act of relaxing and opening energetically as opposed to being closed, right? So we can think of it as in any moment there's a binary. I can be closed and constricted, or I can take a deep breath and open. So allowing is simply that state. It's very natural to us. Doesn't take any effort. Actually, it takes effort to do the opposite, to constrict, right? So allowing is very natural openness. So why it's so important. In my own life, I've seen, previous to working in this, just the straight up spiritual space, I worked as a coach in the sales and kind of business world, and really enjoyed it. And what I found was in that business, that's been very much the foundation for what I do now, right? Not that I didn't take a lot of inspired action, I did, but I did it from a state of allowing. And what I found was when I allowed myself to allow and do as I call it, having allowing be your only job, a lot happened for me, both internally and externally. I felt really great. I rested whenever I needed rest. I had a lot of downloads, internally, spiritually speaking. And I also found that I would just go out and I would interact with people from an inspired place just because I felt like it. And sometimes people would just randomly want to hire me. And I say randomly because that was really how it felt. I definitely knew that I, helped people in a certain way, whether it was with their sales process or otherwise. But I was really just in a state of allowing. When allowing was my job, my only job, everything else just kind of came out naturally from that. The actions I took were a natural byproduct. The results in getting clients and then the results that my clients received were all from me just allowing, versus when I would contract, and I did at certain times, I would, I'd stop enjoying myself, which I think is enough of a reason to want to shift, right? But also, my results dried up big time. So I think it's really crucial to know that if you pay attention in your own life, and maybe you've lived your whole life not allowing, right? So then you wouldn't have this data point, but I would implore you to explore the times in your life when you've just kind of gone with the flow, so to speak, what your life was like both externally and internally, and really take note on. I have a kitty cat jumping up here. Hey Ellie. Hi. Speaking of allowing, got a sweetie here. Really taking notes on how has your life been when you went with the flow and you let yourself be who you are, versus when you tried to force certain things and make things happen. What I'm really interested in talking about going forward with people is this idea of being the 24/7 allower, where allowing is your profession. You're a professional allower. You're a 24/7 allower, or where your one and only job, day in and day out, every minute of every day, is to allow. To go from this to this. And essentially establish a new baseline where you're always in this state of allowing. What I found is when I try to be too mental, and I try to figure everything out, right? Solve the game of life, I stop the flow. Whereas when I'm in a state of allowing, I go kind of beyond my mind, and there seems to be something important about that, right? So I'm going to be continually in these videos really simplifying things down to this idea of allowing. And I also want to note for people that have, come from earlier videos, whenever you allow, you are in your I am. So in your true state, in other words. So allowing is just the kind of more concrete, clear version of this, but it accomplishes the same thing. So it does not conflict with anything that I've said before. Okay. And I'll be talking more about what allowing does, what it seems to do consistently, but essentially with these videos, I'm wanting to do a sales pitch for selling the idea to you that if you test out this allowing awareness, soon enough you'll be doing it all the time, and soon enough you're going to be witnessing, one, a different internal experience. You're going to feel very differently, and two, things will seem to be moving in your life in a way that seems like it's not you doing it, because yet again, allowing is essentially getting out of the way, right? I'm just relaxing. That's my only it's my only MO. And I've noticed there's a reason why I do this channel. I mean, I'm very very passionate about, and I have been for 13 years or so now, studying the mind and studying the present moment and observing things moment to moment, and this really is the common denominator. It's caused all my success in every area of life. It's always been involved. It's always it's the one ingredient that makes the difference. And I've actually found that when you make it your only priority at all times to just allow, it seems to get the most done. So these are big claims, but they come from my own life experience, and they also come from my clients. So I'll be telling some client stories in the future, and I think I've mentioned them in the past as well. But so anyway, guys, this is why allowing is so important. I'm Ian McMinn, and this is Path to I Am. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will be speaking more soon.